to the guests who are with us today. I wish that, Administrator Regan from the EPA could have joined us. Unfortunately, he was otherwise unable to attend this one, although he did attend other testimony earlier today for other committees. With that, it's a shame that we have to have this conversation about what his agency's policies have impacted. Everything from rulings on ethanol and biofuel production, WOTUS, Waters of the United States, vehicle emissions, and so much more. And Dr. Larson, I think you said it best. The EPA has been very quick to regulate farmers, but very slow to actually help farmers answer the questions that they're trying to do to help not only family farms, but to be able to both feed and fuel our country. So with that, I'd like to begin with the work that this committee has done on biofuels for our country. From day one, I have fought, as the guy from Iowa, for year-round sale of E15. I think it's very important. My colleagues and I have sent countless letters to the administration urging them to approve permanent, year-round sale of E15 fuel blends. Additionally, the last time he actually showed up, I questioned Director Regan on hearings just before the biofuel producers would have been forced to halt their production of year-round ethanol. Fortunately, at the last minute, he approved the sale with only 2 days to spare. But in the summer of 2024, we were able to get the ethanol we needed. Look, this administration has overlooked the positive impact that biofuels provide on reducing greenhouse gas emissions, in reaching the nation's climate goals that they espouse they are so proud of. Further, it ignores the countless wins that we collectively have secured for our countries in biofuels when it comes to the sale of year-round E15, the continuation of critical biofuels production tax credits, the introduction of more than a dozen bills to advance the production of biofuels, the reauthorization of the Enhancement of Biofuels Development Program, the 2024 Farm Bill that our chairman's leading, and doubling the fund for market access programs and foreign market development programs. The list goes on and on. Look, this is part of America's arsenal for being able to drive both America's ag and energy independence. And so, Mr. Kipley, I'm going to turn to you here. Do you believe the EPA's failure to extend the waiver yet again this year and its impacts are going to have uncertainty on family farms like yours and mine and on corn and soybean growers across this country?
Absolutely. We're always waiting for the numbers to come out. It's not just a recent issue. It seems like the EPA always is slow to get those renewable numbers out. And as far as E15, absolutely, we want E15 year-round, and we'd like to see it go up to E30.
Do you think the ability for biofuels in this country is a net advantage for America's energy independence?
Absolutely.
I agree with you without question here. The administration has said as much as well, but they refuse to make the basic level commitment. Is there a difference between 2024 year-round sales and 2025 year-round sales?
To me, I don't see a difference, no.
I don't see it at all either. In fact, the Secretary of Ag has said as much, and yet still this administration refuses to implement it. Ms. Chin, I'd like to talk with you briefly here on WOTUS. You've been working on this in your state and mine together. We've achieved some success. Unfortunately, it's had to be in the court situation because the EPA has failed to do its job. Let me ask you, you've expressed similar sentiments in your testimony today. Could you share with us and this committee the devastating effects that the WOTUS rule has already had on farmers in the Midwest?
What they can do with their ground moving forward. It is a challenge. They're all trying to figure out how to bring that next generation home, but they're afraid to make changes because while it might be okay today, they don't know what the rule's going to be in 2 or 3 years with an administration change or a court ruling. And so it has held agriculture back from making improvements and from expanding. That's not good for your small, local, rural economies. We're losing businesses all the time in rural America, but agriculture is the one constant. And so we need clarity on WOTUS to make sure that we can protect our family farms and our rural communities and make sure that the states remain involved in that conversation.
Could not agree more, and I hope the EPA hears all of us on this. Last, I want to turn back to you, Mr. Kipley. Look, the EPA has come out. I think every farmer in America is driving a truck at this point, and God bless them for doing so. But the reality is the EPA has said that the rigid tail pipeline emission regulation for light and medium duty vehicles is just going to cripple us. Last month, the National Farmers Union even filed a petition in review of this. Has the administration's push for electric vehicle mandates impacted farmers you represent?
We do have some impacted there, yeah.
With that, I know my time has expired. I'll do a follow-up with you offline. Chairman Thompson, thank